sent to burn. Nowadays they've been calling, telling me soon gonna be my turn. Head down, walk with reason, know that when the daylight dies, I'm gonna have to face my demons. Life of sin and a life of lies. The devil's gonna come when the sun goes down. The devil's gonna come when the sun goes down. The devil's gonna come when the sun goes down. The devil's gonna come when the sun goes down.
Welcome to The Descent. Who wants to do the recap?
I can do it.
Already?
So we start off talking about August's vision, and specifically about the sword that Zariel has, and that it has the power to cut down the chains off the city. However, it's being held by a group of, we think, Kenku at a place called Fort Knucklebone. That is, we don't know, somewhere in Avernus, but the kind of theme of the episode is we don't know how to get down, or more importantly, back up. We talked to Ravengard about what we're going to do, and as we're doing this, Flaming Fist bursts into the room because there's a fight upstairs, and we go up there and there's bad guys everywhere, and Fox Rowley, the guy who's patrolling the skies and looks like a total badass, emerges from a fiery circle, and we're poning him and could have totally killed him with that last arrow, but he escapes in the dire seconds. We go back to the High Hall, and here we're kind of in a stalemate because we don't know if we can get down to Avernus or again back up, and if we leave Avernus, Elturel here might be destroyed. We don't know if we can kill Fox Rowley because he's like in the Hell Knight area and there's a fortress we can't penetrate, and then the vampires are also going to be tough as hell. So we talked to Ravengard about it. He said maybe if we scout Fox Rowley's patterns, could be a way to figure out where he goes, what he does. And at that point, we hear more shrieks because Matron Theresa the Veil comes in, and she's like, vampires want to speak with you guys at Shiara's Market. So we say, okay, well, we will do that. And on our way out, we do a couple housekeeping items. We look through Gideon Lightwell's journal, which is his like descent into radicalism, which is kind of cool. And we also talked to Feria Jinx, who's like, oh, so good looking, and I know the Craig Resolute isn't what we thought, but like we can't destroy it for the people. So at some point they'll tell all the Elturelians about the lie. We long rest, we go to Shiara's Market, hand all our weapons in. It's completely barricaded, and then sitting atop this throne of like broken wood and rubble, the pulpit, sits the father, and to his left is the Veil, Matron Theresa, and his right this massive bodyguard dude, and he says, welcome to Sanctuary.
Very good. So, change the tunes here. So, we see this massive pile of rubble and overturned carts and trash, and atop it is a crooked throne, and resting in it is a pale man with graying black hair that falls down over his shoulders, wearing all white and like with gold trim. And he will motion with his arm widely to the group of you who stand before him in the center of Shiara's Market. My blessed children, welcome to Sanctuary. Behold what I have built. What once was ruin is now rebirth. You stand before the Father of the sons and daughters. But fear not, for I am no tyrant. I am a shepherd, gathering my flock in the shadow of despair. As Lathander shapes the dawn, so too do I shape those who wander in darkness. It seems I was mistaken to expect the marshal himself. But, in truth, it pleases me greatly to see he has sent his finest. You're muted, August?
I must admit, we're all rather curious as to what we've done to earn such an outreach.
He will, a smile will curl across his face, and there's that of movement as he is suddenly in front of you. Such a meeting of importance should not take place in such a crude surroundings. Come, let me offer you the hospitality you deserve. Follow me, children. And he begins to, he eventually starts, just without even acknowledging it, he just sort of begins to wander, begins to leave.
What's the demeanor of the other vampires? Are they like keenly watching us? Are they indifferent?
So the two people that were flanking the pulpit, Matron Tharissa and this massive undead dude, they seem to not really care. But there are people in chains carrying supplies back and forth or doing some sort of menial work, and they're looking at all of you, some confused looks, some in despair, like looking for hope or looking for help, and some of them with disdain, like you walk free and we're good.
So they're like chained up doing all this stuff.
But you do see around you, there are also other people that are mostly what appear to be women or elderly or children that are not chained. But they are dirty and they stand in bread lines or just on the outskirts of buildings or in the shadow of buildings so that they are not... The point is to keep your head down around here. There are many vampire spawn that just walk in pairs of two all over the place.
When he leaves, does anyone go with him? Like any...
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. I think one or two vampire spawn follow behind him, like holding his cape.
Oh, Lord.
Out a tyrant my ass.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's go play along.
All right, so you begin to follow him through the ruins of Shiar's market, and he will say, though our city lies in ruin, there are still places where order reigns, where we may sit as equals and speak of salvation. And he brings you to an open area. So mind you, this place looks kind of like a World War II battlefield, right? Where it's just a bunch of half-crumbled buildings, smoking fire, but most of it has been contained, right? Like they've tried to reclaim some of these ruins. So the place that he takes you to is an open area that's well lit by torches and candles. And it is surrounded by like a curtain, like a string, what do they call it? Clothesline that creates a room made from tapestries and rugs and stuff like that. So it's sort of this separated room, but it's still outside. So it's kind of like a tent, but it's open. And like one side of it is a wall, like a crumbled wall. And as you walk through this area, you'll see bloody symbols of Lathander, like these sun symbols painted on the sides of buildings and on banners that hang down. Most of the flags that they have are just like sheets, like bed sheets that have been converted into a makeshift flag or something like that. But inside of this enclosed area, there's a nice table and a bunch of mismatched chairs. Please sit. You are my guests, and it is my joy to provide for you. And he will sit at the head of the table.
Take a seat beside August.
I'll sit.
She'll find the biggest chair he has.
Yep.
I'll sit. Did you say, sorry, Darissa didn't come with,
No.
right? Okay, I'll sit in the chair directly to his left.
Okay.
Left side is a good choice. Yeah, Vin will sit down as well. She'll probably just scan the room and see if there's anything that looks odd in there.
So you will see a few vampire spawn, like the two that followed him, sort of drape his cape over the side of the chair as he sits, and they like exit as if to go get something, like they're doing something for you guys. One of them stands in a corner, like a vampire spawn stands in the corner, sort of waiting for him. Father will say, before we begin, let us cast aside the shadows of anonymity. For in the light of the morning Lord, all are known. Tell me, children, by what names shall I call you?
August Elderfire.
Just call me Tanis.
London Rose.
Ophelia.
And Bone Diggles.
Smiles. It is my pleasure to meet all of you. You have come to me as honored guests, and it is my duty to ensure that you are treated as such. No servant of Elturel should go hungry in my house. And he claps his hands, and one of the person that was waiting in the corner comes up to him. Bring forth the best we have. Let our guests see that even amidst the ruins, hospitality and abundance still endure. And the vampire spawn hisses and nods and exits. And not but a few moments later, roasted meat, fresh water, wine, bread, fruits, the best of the best is brought out to you guys. Which is kind of wild because you guys have been eating rations for the past couple of days and weird mushroom soup and the stuff that she feeds him in Lord of the Rings, and he spits it back out. That's what you guys have been eating for the past couple of days. And this guy brings you the creme de la creme.
Does it look and smell real?
Yes. If you eat it, it tastes real too. Real good.
Just to be sure, it looks like, beef or lamb or something.
It does.
Bone pig.
Nail in it.
It does. It does. It seems to be preserved food, however, most of it. The fruits are starting to go bad. But most of it is like they've just rehydrated like meat and stuff like that.
Yeah, I assume Vin's thinking like it's not real cooking, but it's a hell of a lot better than what
So you
we've been
guys
eating.
like chow down? Like, do you guys eat?
You think he's gonna
Yeah.
look at us weird if we start stuffing our pockets?
How is this possible?
Hmm. In the light of the morning Lord, London, all things are possible.
Might also help that your main fighting force doesn't really eat this, do they?
My sons and daughters do not, but many of my children here. This is food for the many of my children here.
Fuck it, she'll take a bite.
It's fucking good. And filling and real food, and there's no bullshit here. He just sort of kicks back and just lets you eat.
I think London will go to town a little bit, caught up in the moment.
Django jumps onto the table.
Fuck. I don't care. Go
He's
for it, buddy.
horking shit down like.
So this is dog friendly. Have to do this.
Yeah. He does not. I'll say he doesn't make the first move. He lets you guys eat.
I decline to speak first.
I don't wish to be rude, getting straight to business, but your calling out to us was very interesting, and hence why we came here as quickly as we could.
Of course. No problem getting straight to business. You seem to be a man of, like straightforward, straight shooter kind of thing. He would say something. Yeah, like assertive and in charge. Look around you. Shiara's market was left broken and abandoned when darkness fell upon the city. From the ashes, I have created sanctuary, a beacon of hope amidst the ruin. My people here strive under the Morning Lord's light. I have heard the cries echoing from the high hall. I've seen the fires and the bloodshed. The knights of this city, who once swore to protect it, now sow destruction upon its very heart. And it grieves me deeply to witness. How can I stand here in this place of safety, knowing that they remain in such peril? That is why I wish to meet with you. As you can tell, we have food, enough to feed hundreds. We have medicine to treat the sick and injured. And we have strong arms ready to protect the vulnerable. These resources, properly applied, can turn the tide for those trapped in the High Hall.
what do you ask for in return for your generosity?
What I propose is simple. I will send my men to reinforce the High Hall's defenses. They are disciplined and capable, and they will relieve the pressure on those struggling to hold the line against these fiendish knights and other threats. And in addition, I will dispatch supplies. Enough to sustain the survivors for weeks, perhaps longer. My people know how to ration effectively, and they can establish a reliable supply line between here and the High Hall. But in return, I ask for but one thing. Matron Theresa, the Veil, my priestess, is a woman of profound faith and wisdom. I wish to have her accompany this effort. I wish for her to guide the people spiritually, to lift their hearts and give them purpose. I request that she be allowed to hold sermons within the High Hall, teaching the survivors the ways of the Morning Lord.
If I may, I did have a question about that. I've never seen a Lathander symbol of the light before. Would you mind explaining?
Well, what is there to explain? The Morning Lord, the bringer of dawn and renewal. Lathander. A great god in the pantheons.
Of course, Lathander needs no introduction. I just thought, the symbol that all of you have emblazoned, it's a little different. That's all. I thought it a bit peculiar.
He'll say something about how he comes from an older chapter, like of the faith.
Normally, I would ask if I believe him, but I feel like if a vampire lord, he'll say whatever he says. I have no idea if he's lying or not.
The people in the High Hall must feel lost, abandoned by the light they once trusted in the Companion. I wish... They must be questioning everything. Without guidance, they cannot find their way. And without knowing Lathander's truth, they cannot hope to be saved. And I wish for Matron Theresa to show them that there is still a light they can trust, a path to salvation and renewal.
How did you come to find yourself in Elturel, in Avernus, given the Companion and its ability to ward off your kind, no offense, back when it was a beacon of light?
Who I am and where I come from is of little consequence compared to the light that I serve.
How does a vampire come to serve that which I understood to be anathema to vampires? I mean, the dawn and the sun.
He shakes his head like you obviously don't get it. If you must know, I am a servant of the Morning Lord, blessed by his grace and chosen to guide this city through its darkest hour. Long ago, I stood as any other man, mortal, flawed, bound by the frailties of this world. But the Morning Lord had a plan for me that I could not yet comprehend. He saw in me a purpose greater than I dared imagine, a strength that could only be realized through transformation. Lathander gave me the greatest blessing that he can bestow, a rebirth. He purified me, lifted me from the constraints of mortality, burned away my sins, and reshaped me into something more, something eternal. And through my purification, I came to understand that it is not enough to cleanse oneself. I must extend his grace to others, to purify their souls as he purified mine. In my time, many years ago, I sought to bring the Morning Lord's light to this city, to cleanse its people and guide them towards the truth. The light I offered was rejected. I was resisted, pushed into shadow by those who feared the purity I sought to bestow. When this city descended into darkness, when the light itself could no longer hinder me, I knew it was a sign. The Morning Lord was calling me to reemerge, to fulfill the purpose he had prepared me for so long ago. And now I bring his purity to the people once again, as I was always meant to do.
London will look to August. Is Lathander and the Morning Lord the same person, the same thing?
Yeah, and the god of rebirth and renewal is very, very much Lathander's domain.
This still feels off book for Lathander, though, right? Like, undead?
Oh, make a religion check. I'm going to give you some stuff, but I want to see, like, the level of stuff that you get.
Because, like, yeah, I mean, he's definitely been reborn.
Right.
Well, if you could call this life, or is it just unlife?
Okay, so with a 22, I will tell you, like, Lathander does not like undead.
Yeah.
But this, the way that he is painting it, could be a misrepresented, but also kind of accurate depiction of Lathander, right? Like, he's talking about light and purity and being reborn anew. You know, this is all very much in the realm of what Lathander does, but it is very misguided.
Like, there's got to be something else that did it, right? Like, divine intervention from Lathander would not turn somebody into a vampire.
No. Hell fucking no. Absolutely not.
Like, yeah, his story was...
Right, but I think with that religion check, you know for a fact that it wasn't divine intervention, like true divine intervention. But it may be, like, he may interpret what has happened to him in his life as how we as humans on Earth might interpret divine intervention. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, these chain of events was brought upon by this god.
So supplies. Go ahead.
No, never mind.
So supplies and protection for a Sunday sermon, then, is that the offer on the table?
Yes. And I make this offer freely. in the spirit of unity. Together, we can shield the innocent from the devilish wrath and guide them towards a brighter dawn.
Does this feel at all similar to Gideon, who like was also trying to like fight against the chaos? Seems like maybe he is bad or evil. That doesn't really matter. He just doesn't like the chaos between the devils and the fiends.
Make an insight check.
Just the same thing? Five.
Yeah, this guy's very charismatic.
I like him.
Putting aside your intentions, whatever you're offering is just going to quell the blood for a little bit. This is temporary. I mean, we can't survive here in the Hells. The city's going to be taken at some point. So what if we starve to death in a week or 3 weeks?
He'll say something to the effect of, he's going to try his best to make sure everyone survives as long as possible, but his duty is not to save the city, it's to save the people. He feels as though he is on a mission, right? Like he feels as though he has to bring religion to these faithless people because that's all that he can, like, that's the best he can do. He's like an evangelicist, right? He's like, I gotta go to Africa where they don't believe in God so that I can tell them about God so that they can go to heaven. But also, he kept mentioning, like, purifying people and stuff. And I did want to add...
what that means.
Yeah, and I do want to add that there was, like, people in chains, and there was a guy
getting to
that was chained up, and they were drinking out of his neck a second ago. So...
Yeah, Vin would definitely be thinking, like, oh, of course, like, if they all run out of food, they're still good, no problem, you know? They just turn into vampires.
Yeah, until they all go feral in a couple of weeks, because there's no fresh blood.
Yeah.
This guy is cuckoo bananas, of course, but...
He'll say something like, I am an open book, please. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. I bring only the blessings of Lathander.
I think London would, out of like earnest, like naivete and curiosity, you said you're no tyrant, though there's dozens chained up all around your sanctuary here.
He nods solemnly. The people you have seen here are under my care. And let me assure you that every soul here is precious to me. These people are like sheep, lost and frightened. I am their shepherd. However, in their stubbornness, they reject the purification I offer them. But I am merciful, and I cannot abandon them. Left to their own devices, they would stray right into the jaws of wolves. It's my duty to protect them, even from themselves.
And how many of these sheep have you led to the slaughter?
I would never. These are my own... I feel as though they are my own children. They call me father. The women, the children, the elderly, they are allowed to roam freely within these walls, for they pose no threat to themselves or others. But the stronger, more capable ones, they are stubborn, rebellious, clinging to the old ways that failed this city. They reject the light of the morning Lord, and so they are kept in chains. Not out of cruelty, but to keep them safe until they can be guided back to the path of righteousness.
I'll be very frank. You say you're not a tyrant, but you've just described how you torture people until they agree with you.
I do not seek to impose anything on anyone unwilling. The Morning
So
Lord's
you make them willing.
Morning Lord's light cannot be forced. It must be embraced. For those who come to me, those who seek his grace, I cleanse them.
What is this cleansing process exactly?
It is the purification that I have been shown the way of by Lathander. You may call it a curse.
Gotcha.
I understand how this may appear to you. Chains and posts are not symbols of freedom. But these people, all of them, are lost. And they refuse to accept the Morning Lord's light, so I must protect them, guide them, and discipline them, as a shepherd does his flock. I do not believe in casting away lives easily. Even criminals are given mercy. The ones who have committed true crimes against this sanctuary, thieves who would steal food from the mouths of the innocents, agitators who would harm my sons and daughters. They're not innocent people. They are wolves hiding among the sheep, endangering the flock. And now their punishment sustains my sanctuary. They are not killed, not discarded. They are made to serve a greater purpose.
So you grant mercy to petty criminals. What about the one who created the companion? That criminal. Would they be given mercy?
The one who created the companion. Would they be given mercy? He will say... He'll spit some companion rhetoric at you, like, who created it? Who knows who created it? They don't know who created it. It was the hand of one, the hand of all, or whatever they used to say back. You remember? It was a gift from all, from his none. Yeah, whatever.
Okay, what Ophelia is trying to feel out is, does he know about Zario?
No.
Yeah, I feel like Vin will shoot a very knowing look at Ophelia. They probably both realize he doesn't know.
No, because when you ask him, he's like, the companions obviously betrayed everyone. It's a false light of Lathander, right? He'll go on a whole spiel about how it's not Lathander. Remember, just like the guy in the second episode.
Demas.
Yeah, Demas. He'll be like, this is a false lie.
Would we have the opportunity to talk about this just amongst ourselves briefly?
Of course. Take all the time you need. You are welcome here in my home.
Is he just going to stay here?
Privately.
He'll step out. I thought you guys were going to go somewhere. He will, excuse me, and he will rise from the table and step out.
Got it.
Fully assume he can still hear us.
That's fine. I don't have problems calling his bullshit.
Something stinks.
Seems like a good offer to me.
Too good to be true usually is.
There's some pretty big caveats with that offer, aren't there?
He's undying. The long game is his game.
Let's
That's what I-
assume he's not even playing us. Still, seems like a complete fanatic, and we know how things will end if we take too long. Even if we figure out how to get our plans forward, how to get down to the surface, we know what his plan is.
I'm not doubting his fanaticism, but he buys us time, he buys us resources, supplies, a way to protect the people. All things we need.
Not to say that he imposes his same lawfulness on the supplies he delivers to the High Hall. Say someone's caught taking an extra slice of bread, he brings it back here and chains them up to the post.
Suppose
Or
they
he
would
wor-
be.
Or he worms his way into power at the High Hall, and we come back, and suddenly there's no more people to bring to the surface.
And we break the news about what we gotta do. And now these people are more lost than ever. And this woman comes in. People are gonna start leaving the High Hall of their own volition. Never mind him taking criminals.
Or we come back and say, hey, everyone, please follow this vampire we found. This is definitely a good idea. But what I don't understand is like what you said, August. Only these creatures, at least through stories, they play the long game, but he doesn't seem to care that in a few weeks it could all go awry. He has no plan to get out of the city. Nothing. Can't stay here forever.
Would you really be ignorant of the fact? No, I refuse to believe it.
Maybe he really is a fanatic. When he talks about purification, if he believes people's souls are saved, then the body can die. Just move on to the next world. In his mind, anyway.
But
Also,
they must know the need to feed these vampires. Ophelia, remember when you were attacked?
I don't doubt that they understand their powers.
and they've got a feeding set up right now. It's the, bad behavior earns you a spot as the lunch for these people.
It can only last for so long.
Maybe when you try and convince him that he needs to think a little longer than a few weeks, we can actually get this city up to the surface, and if he is as fanatical as he says, being graced by the Morning Lord's light, fanatic wouldn't want that.
And if we're going to cater to his ideals, perhaps we posit it as this city has a finite amount of people. What if we get back up top? Lathander's love can spread to thousands, millions, perhaps.
Then you have another Night of the Red Coup on your hands.
Yeah.
Not a perfect solution, but I would agree that if he's a true fanatic, he should have no problem with that plan.
Lulu is here, by the way. Hi, I'm Lulu. Lulu will say, "What's a red coup?"
Oh, in Elturel, long ago, a vampire lord turned out to be the leader of... Wait.
I think it was the
High Rider
High Riders. It was
became a
something.
vampire and hid it, and then the coup happened from there.
Which is why the companion came, was to drive out all the vampires.
Comes full circle.
I mean, I don't like the idea, but they need food. And if the High Hall gets any weaker, well, who's to say they don't just come in and take it by force?
Why don't they just come in and take it by force?
Less bloodshed? More blood to drink?
Is this guy the High Rider from the Night of the Red Coup?
It's certainly possible.
It's an amazing snipe.
That would be really cool.
It's been an Elturel the whole time.
What was his name? I didn't write his fucking name down.
Ikea? Iakaya.
No, it's IA. It's Ikaya.
I see.
Well, this still doesn't solve our problem of how the hell do we get off of Elturel. I was kind of hoping he'd lend his services to go put a dent in the Hell Knights.
I think we have our plan to cut the head off the snake there. I don't want to discuss all of our future plans here of all places, but I'm inclined to take this deal and start hustling.
Does buy us a little time.
Leaves a bad taste in my mouth, but I don't see another way.
Well, there's going to be no taste in anybody's mouths when people start starving to death.
Perhaps we can offer some sort of compromise instead of the Vale having free run of the High Hall. Perhaps once a week there's a sermon that everyone agrees to attend to. Maybe
She already has free run of the place.
for as much power as these vampire things have, though, they seem bizarrely militant, loyal to their word. I don't know. It seems like they genuinely don't like subterfuge or stabbing people in the dark.
Well, when you're trying to get people to form an alliance, stabbing them in the back's usually not a great way to start.
So perhaps the Vale honors her word then and only does come once a week. That buys us a 10-day.
Would it be any value to see if Faria and the Vale could perhaps come up with some sort of joint sermon? Try and temper her a little bit so she isn't completely unleashed upon the people.
Are you talking about the same Faria?
Yeah.
Because
I'm hesitant to leave them alone together.
I know, but
Larissa was about to bitch slap you guys in the giving you an invitation.
right now she's the only link to the companion and the only link to the survivor's faith.
Genuinely, I think this might be the only way, at least for now. If Lulu can try to get some of her memories back in the meantime, then maybe the people won't be completely lost to this weird Lathander faith.
Should we
Go ahead.
Should we ask him if he has plans to go back to the top, or if remaining here indefinitely is part of his plan?
I would at least bring it up.
Perhaps he maybe even knows a way down to Avernus proper as well.
Again, I think it's key that we ask that, because I think he'll really show his true colors there.
Okay, but you ask it, August. I'm too scared.
so this is the decision. We're gonna make this deal with him.
What are other options?
Lulu will say, I don't like it.
Stinks.
Realistically, I mean, the other option is I start staying behind and be on full food duty instead of adventuring.
If we don't do this, the High Hall will fall in a 10-day anyways. Those Hellrat attacks are only getting more vicious.
So either everyone dies or possibly some people make it out.
I think I would risk a religious insurrection over total annihilation. The lesser of two
This
evils.
insurrection that results in the masses getting turned into vampire spawns under the control of Father. You return to Elturel. We've turned Elturel to the material plane, and we've unleashed a horde of vampires. Or they get burned up the second that they see the sun, because we return in the middle of the day. They're dead anyways.
That's assuming everyone is turned. I mean, it looks like he's kept the women and children in relatively good health, so there's a chance they could make it out.
I think he's really banking on them coming willingly from being, what's the word? Oh my god, like converted. I mean, I'm hoping he's underestimating them. He's called them sheep multiple times. I'm hoping that, I'm giving them more credit than that.
You'd have to think that not all of these people were brought here as prisoners. The first time you ever encountered anything about the sons and daughters, it was a sign that said, "We have food and shelter.
Mm-hmm.
We will protect you." Just saying.
Those people have still come here if they knew that it was full of vampires.
I mean, also, like, this is going to majorly undermine the freedom fighters.
I suppose another option, if we think the High Hall could stand at least one more 10 day on its own, use that 10 day to hunt down Fox, whatever his name is. Fox Rowley. See if we can stabilize the place on our own. Perhaps we come back here only at the 11th hour when the High Hall's falling is imminent.
It's safe to assume they're fully aware of what's going on in the catacombs. And if we come back to them desperate, who's to say they don't change the bargain? Right now, we're probably at our best bargaining power.
Really is so gung-ho about converting people. I don't think he would turn away them if they were as they are now, or if they were on the brink of death.
Absolutely not. I mean, but instead of having his second in command having a sermon, he simply marches in and takes what he wants.
I was fully anticipating a deal more along the lines of, we give you food, you give us food.
I mean, it could be that, just not in so many words.
Yeah, so I think you're right, Ophelia. If we wait till the 11th hour, I think that's going to be the deal we get proposed. Not this.
I think Lulu... So Lulu has a different view of evil than mortals do because she's a celestial. So she has a much more black and white sort of view of things. And I think that she would suggest that she doesn't trust this whole, I just doing it out of my heart,
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh,
right.
No, absolutely. This is not.
So what does he want?
The obvious assumption is blood.
He has that in spades here.
For now.
I mean, if he's the High Rider, it could be some more emotional stuff.
He wants to return power in Elturel. That is who he is.
The adoration and respect he once had.
And on a short-term scale, it would mean knocking out one of his supposed enemies at the High Hall. One less thing for them to worry about.
I feel like we need to bring this to the Marshal. I don't think we can make this agreement.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even convincing him is going to be a whole nother ordeal.
I'm tempted to put it to a vote for everyone at the High Hall.
Okay. So we go back to the High Hall and bide our time then. London's just putting extra food into his backpack.
Yeah, can we see? There's no vampires in here, right?
All right, Vin, the bag holding. Come on, let's go.
Search.
Everybody get inside for 2-minute discussion.
I mean, I was gonna go into my amulet and just stuff that full, because I mean, if they search us on the way out, oh, you guys are thieves to the stockade.
Well, I mean, Father is offering you all. I fucking Freudian slipped the fuck out of that. Fuck. Father is offering you.
I think we figured it out.
Shut the fuck up! I didn't say anything. God damn it. Father is offering you the whole table. Like, this is your food, so you're more than welcome to take
Totally
all of it.
stuff in pockets.
And he's like would be so fine with that. He made it very clear that like this is all for you.
All right, so let's go back and tell them decision pending. Didn't he say it was?
Don't skip out on the preserved vegetables there. Come on. I'll make a good meal tonight. But sorry, what were you saying, Chris?
Didn't he say it was an open offer or something, or like his offer stands?
Yeah, but the matron was also like, do not test the father's patience and mercy and blah, 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 blah.
So,
All right.
a day
But
or
it's not
two is
like-
probably fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not
we'll
like
be
he
back
said you got to
tomorrow
make a
with the
decision right now. Like, all right, go ahead, tell him, August. We'll come back tomorrow.
I mean, we also had a few questions we wanted to ask before we get out of here, right? I mean, are we going to straight up confront him and be like, are you the High Rider?
I mean, I will if you want me to.
Because, I mean, like he said, he wanted to be equals at this table.
Does that change things for us, though? If we know he's the High Rider or not?
No, but if he knows we know, I feel like he might take us more seriously.
More information is never bad.
More inclined to ask about his plans to get back up top, or if he knows a way down below.
Now, let's see what he thinks about returning to the surface.
And yeah, like the long-term plan is what we need to suss out.
August, you could do it cool. You could be like, do you have plans to go to the top? Ayahuasca or whatever his name was.
Ayahuasca, really?
What's his name?
You don't know.
What's the High Rider's name?
Ikaya.
Do you have plans to go to the top? Ikaya. And then we'll see if he reacts.
Yeah,
We
we'll just...
could also tell him we're currently working on it ourselves to break the chains. Perhaps that might spark some more interest in assisting us than just giving us food.
I don't know if I want this father's assistance any more than we have to take it.
Yeah, it's like, like nobles tend to keep quiet about when they're going to their country estates because then thieves will be like, oh, nobody's home. So if we tell them, hey, we're about to leave the city,
Well, I feel like we just told him.
What this whole time was saying he could just come in here and take all that shit anyways? So regardless if we're out of Avernus or there, it sounds like he has the power to squish us all.
And if the veil is already at the high hall, they're going to notice our absence.
I think if we don't ask him, we're missing the benefit. Perhaps our goals are aligned. We still don't have a way down to Avernus or back.
There's more
We have a
enemy
way
of our
down.
enemy is a friend, or ally in this case.
He is also offering like 20 vampire spawn to help protect the High Hall. So even if the matron wasn't there, there's still a bunch of vampires.
All I can say is the devils are surely not going to offer us any deals.
Oh, yes, they will.
Wait a second. Can a vampire kill a devil? What's the power rating on those?
London, you can kill a devil.
Okay. But like the High Knights, so the vampires can fuck up all the knights.
I mean,
and
you can
shit?
ask him, but
All the Hell Knights.
Yeah.
20 of them should be able to gang up on a.
they aren't the feral
Hell,
ones that you guys fought. Most of them are the one that Ophelia fought by herself and was getting fucked up. That's what a majority of them are.
Hmm.
And it's not like the Hell Knights would have just completely not paid attention to Sheriff's Market. They surely have had to have some scuffles, otherwise they wouldn't have barricaded the walls. Clearly,
Just
they
to keep
can hold
people
their
in
own.
or out.
Both.
Well, unless Oriel herself comes down any moment and offers us an immediately more attractive deal, I would say that this is what we have on the table.
Like, look in a mirror and say her name 3 times.
Let's not tempt fate.
Okay, so we bring him back in. We ask about his plans. Ask him if he's a Aika guy.
Just if he was a High Rider during the night of the Red Coup, you can just say that, London.
I'm not saying fucking shit at all. And then we say we need a day to think about his offer.
Just tell him that we just need to talk it over with the Marshal. We'll get back to him at our earliest convenience.
Say that's fair.
Yeah, I think we can leave the High Rider stuff, unless you guys are really curious.
I would at least try and use his name once, just to see if he reacts.
That was my
Change.
plan.
Doesn't change that. It's still a horrible deal.
No, but now I'm curious.
Oh, Father, I think we're ready for you.
He enters back in very, very
Oh, you heard that.
very coolly. Actually, for the past like 2 minutes of your conversation, he was hovering, waiting for a moment to sort of enter back in. He had given you sufficient time, but he comes back in and says, "Have you come to an agreement? What say you?"
Why, we're afraid we'll need more of a quorum with our superiors back at the High Hall.
Of course.
We should be able to have an answer for you by tomorrow. But if we are going to do this deal, we are curious about your long-term plans for this place. I mean, hell isn't a sustainable place to live for anybody here except the devils.
That is not entirely true. My sons and daughters, the ones who have chosen to walk the path of Lathander, striving.
But they still need to eat as well, don't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
this affliction comes with a cost.
I can't imagine you are able to feed on devils any more than we are.
He says, that he in a better way than how I can say it. He says that, like, if people with given sufficient time and sermons and they are brought the word of Lathander, and they still refuse to accept it, he understands that not all souls can be saved. But those who choose to walk in the light will have salvation. It's just a matter of a choice.
Aren't we insinuating like you're gonna run out of blood though? Like the humans can't live down here once they die.
Sure.
How y'all gonna eat blood?
He is insinuating that those who don't turn, whatever. I mean, it's starting to make sense that, oh yeah, he's have a bunch of people here that aren't vampires because they're food, right? Like, he hasn't converted everyone and he doesn't want to because they're food, right? He can, with the supplies that he has, he can hold them down for like a little while. He's only offering you enough food for like a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, we're asking him, what's your 5-year plan here? Like,
I think he's dancing around it.
Just gonna pack in like the warehouses full of people, like we pack in warehouses full of cows and just keep it going forever. That's his 5-year plan, I feel.
So there's no desire at all to return back up top then?
How would you suggest? City has been condemned. We have been damned. It is my duty, my purpose that the Morning Lord has entrusted in me to save these people.
He really doesn't give a fuck about this city, eh?
It's hard to say. Seems like he does kind of care. But he doesn't. He just has accepted that this is the situation.
I'll rule Elturel, be it this plane or the next.
Also, it's kind of good for him to be here because there's no sun.
Oh, you love the sun.
Yep. I understand you may need time to consider my offer or to speak of it with the Marshal Raven Guard. I will not be offended if you choose to not accept it. Not all souls are ready to embrace the Morning Lord's light, and some, regrettably, are beyond saving. It is not my place to force salvation upon the unwilling. But know this. It is my sacred duty to guide the people of Elturel into the light of Lathander. And I will fulfill it, no matter the challenges that stand before me. I will continue to do what must be done, as the Morning Lord demands. I pray you will not hinder this sacred mission. After all, we are all here for the same reason. See the people of Elturel be saved.
The only reason.
Is it just the people of Elturel that Lathander cares about, or the people elsewhere, like in Avernus, that can be saved as well?
He'll say that he's not sure, but he's interpreted things that have happened to him as him. He has been chosen. I mean, he's a fucking zealot, right? So he just does this whole spiel about, like, he was chosen for this place, and this is a sign from Lathander that I was to rise again and help these people.
Oh, we are his emissaries. We will bring this before the marshal. And with his guidance, we will come to a decision.
Of course. Should you or Marshal Ravengard wish to send word, know that the doors to our sanctuary are always open to those who come with peace in their heart. Whatever your answer, deliver it without fear. My purpose remains unchanged, whether I walk this path with allies or alone.
London will put both hands on his legs and say, well, and start to stand up.
Midwest goodbye.
Yeah.
Well, time to go.
So
Yeah,
that means
I'll-
we're going to talk for another 2 hours.
I'll
Alright.
drain my cup of red wine.
Mhm.
Does it taste like copper at all?
Just no, it's good.
No blood in it.
No, they got a storehouse full of wine. All right, so you guys, well, put your hands on your knees and stand up. And he will say, bow deeply to all of you. And hold on. Hold, please. Yeah. Hold on, sorry. I was thinking of some stuff.
I feel like this guy's just taken all the pages out of the cult handbook, calling people like his sheep or his flock for guidance. That's got to be up there, thinking that he's like helping them by
Making
words
everyone
like
call him
salvation. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say this is like check.
I drink the Kool-Aid.
I
I'm
think
not forcing people to follow me. I'm just turning them into my ever-obeying thralls.
Helping them realize.
Father. All of these starving people on the brink of death are coming to me willingly because I have the food.
Yep.
I mean, is he even as bad as Thavius, though? Just like a lesser form of the same thing, I suppose.
I mean, to Ophelia, he's not as bad as Thavius, but
Yeah.
Before you go, he will say, before you leave, might I ask, what are your thoughts? Basically, like, do you guys think you should take the deal?
We're considering it. I mean, we're concerned about long-term, seeing it through long-term, but in the meantime, we can certainly see the value of this partnership.
You all appear to be valiant, strong warriors. Especially you. And he puts his hand on Ophelia's shoulder.
Oh, sorry.
And he'll say, put in a good word for me, will you? And he'd make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, motherfucker.
Oh, no.
wow.
Hey,
natural 20.
His,
fuck
eye-
out of here, father.
his
Very
eyes,
apt.
his eyes flash red for a moment, and you feel this sense of like, this guy's fucking awesome. I fucking love this dude. And it immediately fades. All right.
can I flavor this a little bit?
Sure.
So, can I say the reason it doesn't have much of an effect
Mhm.
is because she didn't need that much convincing.
Okay. Cool. All right. A smile curls across his face and he wishes you all farewell and walk in the light of Lathander. You know, may the morning lord guide your steps. Farewell, my children. And he will sit back down in the chair at the table, and just coming in through the curtains, there's a bunch of vampires spawn, and they're like, "Come this way."
Grab one more piece of food for the road. Okay,
Yep.
choose.
Django immediately eats it out of your hand. Fuck, I wanted that. As you guys are leaving, you're walking back through Shiar's market, and you pass by this group of 3 humans, Elturians, in chains. And each of them are carrying a box, a crate. It's probably got food in it or something. As you walk by them, one of the prisoners drops his crate and grabs onto August's arm. "Help me! Please, get me out of here!"
We're trying.
A vampire spawn that was escorting him grabs him and pulls him back away from you. And like the claws on his hands dig into the man's shoulder as he bleeds out. And the man starts like begging you, "Please, please, help me, please, don't let them do this to me." And the vampire's like, "Silence." What do? Just walk away.
Are we just going to leave him there, August?
Look at the big picture.
August, you turn your shoulder to him, walk through the mud of the market, and some of you with good perception can see that some of the people that aren't in chains, elderly, hiding in the shadows, watch with dirty, tear-streaked faces as you all leave. And you exit Shiara's market. And you're given all your shit back.
That didn't leave the best taste in our mouth as we go to suggest we align with this party.
Sometimes you have to pick between 2 bad choices.
All we've done is had to choose between bad choices. When a good one presents itself, I think we'll be able to see it. I would hope.
Let's just get back, tell everybody else what we learned, and maybe if there's still time in the day, we can do a little bit of scouting.
How long does it take to get back to the high? We're gonna go like all the way up to the bridge and all the way down.
Yeah, maybe an hour. Going through cover, yeah, maybe like an hour. But there is no major encounters as you make your way from Shiar's market. The Reach is still being held by freedom fighters. I want to make one thing clear, because Father did kind of mention it. You guys were attacked by vampire spawn before, but they attacked the vampire spawn first, right? They like ambushed them. Father insinuated that if you stand in his way, he's gonna have to
Destroy
do something
us.
about it. Yeah, he's gonna have to do something about it. Just so you know. So you're holding the Reach for now.
Yep.
And you make your way up Maiden's Leap with the river of lava through the gardens where the people are crucified on trees and stuff, and back towards the High Hall. What would you like to do when you get back to the High Hall?
Yes. Look for the marshal. Fill him in on what transpired.
Yep. Do you withhold any information from Ravengard?
No.
Only how tasty the food was.
As you explain everything to Ravengard,
Including our suspicions of the father's identity.
that one. So he's taken everything you said. That's the one that's what's tripping him up. Is if you really think that he's the ex-High Rider, right? He knows what happened. He knows about the night of the Red Coup. People talk about it. If that was him, he did a hostile takeover like 50 years ago. And he pulled it off by planting people in positions of power until it was the right moment to strike.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
I had something written for Ravengard. I didn't expect that to come out. I don't know if Ravengard wants to take the deal. He needs the food. And he'll even say, like, we don't have the luxury of turning away aid. Not now. But it's like literally opening the door.
Yeah.
I'm being
Part of
so
the
real too. Like, I did not expect this to come out, and now that I'm thinking as Ravengard with this information, I don't know.
I mean, part of the reason it was so effective last time is because nobody saw it coming, right?
Right, but they had knights and means to fight back.
I mean, if they do a frontal assault, they're going to kill everybody anyway.
And if the Hell Knights do a frontal assault, they're gonna kill everyone anyway.
That's what's troubling, is that I don't think he wants to kill everyone. It's a king without a kingdom.
I mean, convert to vampires is as good as dead, as far as I'm concerned.
But it sounds like he's not wanting to convert everyone, or at least he hasn't so far.
Or at least not right away.
If he's offering food to us, he may be looking to secure food for himself.
That was the assumption.
Yeah, my only idea regarding this is that we take the deal and we make a plan to go down to the surface of Avernus as quickly as possible. And, well, if we can manage to free the city in time, then the vampires won't last long, but I will admit it's a huge gamble.
And it's impossible to kill these vampires ourselves.
Nothing's
we could-
impossible.
We could take a few spawn, like we could handle one of their strike teams probably, but
You saw how many there were.
Even if we weren't in a floating city in hell, it would be no easy task.
It'd be a lot easier if we were on the surface with the sun.
I mean, I'll make it pretty clear, and you could probably tell this for yourself, London. Father alone would be a brutal combat.
Really?
Yes, but he also has Matron Theresa and some beefy ass motherfucker as just his lieutenants.
it probably would have been a brutal fight before he was a vampire.
Yeah.
Never mind now.
Yeah. So if you want to, he's probably not going anywhere without his bodyguard and then some people that also is vampire spawn. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, we would need, all of our forces to go and march on Shiara's market and lose 75% of them on a good day.
And also that's just to put him down, right? You can't kill a fucking vampire, like a true vampire. You have to kill him in his house, right? You have to kill him in his coffin.
Where's his house?
You don't know.
Yeah, vampires very good about hiding that one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I think also from a meta perspective, like at least August and Duke Ravengard would know this about vampires,
For
right?
sure. Yeah, I'm giving it to you. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And you have a feeling that out of all the vampires that you've seen, Father is a true vampire, Matron Theresa is a true vampire, and that other bodyguard guy is a true vampire. So all three of them have to be killed like in their coffins in order for them to die forever.
Rather not fight them at this point.
Seems like even a more insurmountable foe than the devils themselves.
I wouldn't say that. There's 3 of them, and how knows how many devils on the surface of Avernus, let alone Zariel and all of her minions.
At some point, we're going to need to deal with these vampires, though.
I don't disagree, but I don't think that's now. We need allies more than we need enemies. We already have enough going on. All these devils and demons.
The vampires have souls.
I don't.
I don't think so.
I think they're...
Question.
So they're of no use to the devils then.
Yeah, I think that's why they've... Yeah, I think the vampires don't have souls, so the devils ignore them. The devils don't have blood, so the vampires ignore them.
I mean, the devils do have blood, but it probably tastes really
Yeah,
good.
but yeah, it's too spicy.
Spicy blood.
That's so spicy.
I mean, just to put all of our options on the table, Vin, you suggested making a deal with the devil should one come. Perhaps that's a way to get rid of the vampires?
That was a joke. I mean, again, just like taking this deal, unless there was some real spice to it, I would be quite hesitant. I think I would rather fight most cases.
Well, the real spice is we're gonna get 20 of their spawn. Keep the High Hall safe while we're out actually trying to break these chains. We can't stay here forever fending off attacks and doing what we need to.
Just put another tyrant on the seat over Elturel. Another Thavius Krieg ruling over these people.
And look what happened to Thavius Krieg. Knocked him down, we can knock this one down too later.
I mean, the alternative is simply death, right?
Also, Thavius
Essentially.
Krieg was a frail old man. Father is not going to be crushed so easily by your maul as he lays on the ground.
No. As far as I know, vampires bleed like no others.
Yeah, but even then, we could cut his head off and that would just piss him off.
Again, a problem for the far future. Getting Elturel up to the surface is far more important. Getting it out of Zariel's clutches are the entire reason we're here. Vampires or no.
So where does that leave us? Are we accepting the deal or not?
The Ravengard's kind of looking to you guys, honestly, because he is a good leader, and part of him does want to accept the deal. And like, had this Ikaya thing not come up, he would have taken it. Now he's really paranoid because honestly, if Ravengard goes down, if they just kill one person, Ravengard, they're good. Like, they seized control. They don't even have to kill everybody. They just have to kill one guy.
They don't have to kill him. They can literally just charm him.
Sure.
Hey, Father's our leader now.
Yes.
Congratulations, you've been saved.
Get him to disarm himself. I mean, it's bad. It looks bad. And I'm really honest to God coming at this from Ravengard's perspective. Seriously, for real.
Oh, absolutely. But, you know.
Yeah, I mean, how long do the people have if we don't take this deal?
Great question. Was just going to ask that.
Without the vampires intervening.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking at, a maybe bad scenario versus pretty much guaranteed death.
That's true.
Starvation or demons that's it. There's no deals there being made.
I was like, literal, like, how many days do we have
10,
before Elturel?
probably.
Okay.
8, maybe. Before they're out of food.
I'm
Once
inclined
food
to.
runs out.
Yeah. If we have 8 days, I'm inclined to defer the vampire's offers until day 7.
How quickly do you think we can actually take care of all of this? I mean, smashing the chains of Elturel. I don't even know how to approach that. Getting onto the surface, trying to find this sword. That's more than a 10-day, I think.
Perhaps if we quell the Hellriders and Fox, that will add to our timeline. If we aren't being attacked, perhaps there's some semblance of food or rations we can take.
The vampires are smart. They would have cleaned out everything they could grab.
Or no, do
Looks
we
like they did.
keep Rolly around to keep the heat on the vampires if they're going to be here?
Even though Rolly...
Ravengard would suggest that... I'm sorry. Ravengard would suggest that before the Ikaya thing, he was considering not even having to strike down Fox Rolly. With the High Hall fortified, the Hell Knights will lose their advantage.
Right, we still don't have a way down to Avernus to free the city.
We have a way down.
We do? Featherfall.
Ben can totally hook you guys up.
Yeah, as we've been saying, the way up is the concern, but I think that if we do find something nice and good, if Lulu can get the memories back and get some divine power, I mean, maybe we get some power ourselves. Might be a chance we can get back up.
It's a big maybe.
It is, fortunately.
We just pose this on bad options, talk. The chains that are holding Avernus or Elturel to Avernus are theoretically attached to Avernus. Could they be climbed?
Long way down.
It were a few thousand miles in the air, aren't we? A few thousand feet.
It's hard to tell. I may have over-exaggerated the height originally for what's it called, dramatic effect. I think if you actually try to investigate it, it might be a little closer.
But if they are very large,
Still like a mile,
you could theoretically climb said chains. Might be a 2-day climb, but
Theoretically, yes.
My concern with that was that we could be spotted by some kind of flying devils on the way up and try to pick us off. But it is possible, I suppose.
We also talk about bad options, Tannis. I got a worse one. There's one guarantee of what we're going to find down there, and it's devils.
it's a possibility, but I don't want to be the one to do it.
Lulu will say, absolutely not.
I mean, we shouldn't discount it entirely.
Yes, we should.
When no one's looking, Vin glances at the shield.
bro.
Soul for the
am I-
lives of everyone. I don't know.
So the dude's a true vampire, right? Like we can confidently say he is a true vampire.
Yeah.
Don't they have some flying ability? I know they can do like
They
misty
can
clouds
mist.
and stuff, but I don't think they can go a mile.
You can turn into bats.
That's true.
Yes, he can't turn it.
So if one of us becomes a vampire, at least one of us can get back up.
Yeah, vampire lord. You think he's gonna let you bite you back or bite him back?
Do we want to consider the offer of the shield?
We're not using the shield. We're not releasing the shield to fucking get back to Avernus. We can ask a Cambion or some shit to do that.
So is our best option then really to accept the vampire's deal, buy time for them to survive at the High Hall here, jump off of Elturel, find Fort Knucklebone, find the sword that we don't have any direction to get, and then figure out a way back up here before the vampires can melt the minds of every single person here?
Well,
The best I got.
It's not too far off the best solution.
and leave Fox Rolly and the Hell Knights alive to keep pressure on the sons and daughters.
It would certainly give us, a little more time. We wouldn't have to deal with them and all.
Make
of that.
them earn their part of the deal.
Yeah. Plus, it might delay their plans a little bit if they can't freely walk around the city.
It's a bit scary going down there knowing we might never return. Especially given that we don't have an escape plan.
We didn't have an escape plan when we came to Avernus, London. It's not like this is our first jump into
A leap of faith.
Doesn't mean it's not so scary though.
I'd much rather have knowledge that all of you can make it back to the surface. That would put my mind at ease.
I want to say one more thing, just to clarify. So, August, when he had his vision, August, when you had your vision, it was very metaphorical, or like not very specific on anything. It kind of just gave you vibes. When Torm was talking about, oh, you got to get the sword, right? He said, there's only one person who knows where it is, Lulu. And then he said, find these Kenku. The sword.
They don't got the sword.
The sword might not be there.
Yeah.
Right? I just want to make that clear. Like,
yeah. Like, I'm not expecting just a bunch of Kenku staring at a sword.
Okay.
In an old fort.
I just want to make that clear to everyone that going to the fort is likely supposed to help Lulu remember where the sword is.
Yeah, the sword is long term.
Yes.
Wait, that's it, guys. We find the Kenku. They fly us back up.
Boom.
Boom. It's a wrap.
No, Kenku are flightless.
Yeah.
Are they flightless?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, they're not
They got
like
their
Aarakocra?
wings and their voices taken from them.
That's okay.
Oh,
Vin
that's
doesn't
the
know that.
lore.
She still thinks it's a good idea.
No, yeah, I wasn't saying that in roleplay, but that's interesting. I actually like I did not know the lore on the Kenku. Interesting.
Yeah, I guess there's no birds in the Underdark, just like cloakers and shit.
All right, well, are you
If
telling... Oh, go ahead. No, please.
I was gonna basically just say, if we are taking this deal, I feel like there has to be some sort of groundwork so that nobody leaves the High Hall unless
Yes.
they're willing. And no charming bullshit from Theresa. None of this red flash eyes and 10 survivors suddenly want to go visit the sanctuary, you know. There has to be something to protect us from that.
This might be a good time to mention he tried to charm me back there.
Oh,
I don't know if I
great.
said
Thank
that
you for
yet.
proving that point.
Mm.
No charming. That's cheating. You can't do that. That's cheating.
Yeah, so it seemed that Father tried to charm one single target. Matron Theresa charmed 3 to 5 people all at once.
Unlike a devil, vampires aren't exactly bound to their word, as far as I understand.
Ravengard will say, Matron Theresa can hold her little sermons if it keeps the sons and daughters in line. But no one will be forced to listen. And if I see one survivor dragged into whatever unholy madness this father is selling, I'll put an end to it myself.
You should make them hold them on the surface, away from anyone else in the catacombs.
I agree.
So
We can use this alliance for what it is. A means to survive.
I mean, I think we also got to be upfront with everybody else here that they're, these vampires are out to use us. We need to use them right back.
Okay.
Believe the people will follow your word, Ravengard, if it's you're the one that delivers it.
He will say that he can talk to the people.
So we accept the deal then.
I mean, while we're all here and we're planning our departure from Elturel, we bring in the Resolute with us.
Honestly, I hate to be the one to say this. Me of all people, I almost feel like they should try to hold on to their faith in the companion. I know it's crazy.
I was
but
kind of thinking the same thing, to be honest.
it would keep them from Theresa's lectures and
Yeah.
stop them from hearing the good word of Lathander and turning to her for guidance. I fucking hate saying it.
Vexing
against
coming from you,
everything.
Tanis. But I
Oh, I
think
can't
you're right.
believe I'm saying this. It feels so wrong, but it's
I mean, it's manipulative, but if it can outweigh whatever the vampires are going to do,
I feel like the departure of the companion, that religion, that's the trump card. As soon as that falls, people will be wanting a new religion to go to. I feel like they'll go to Lathander willingly. Lathander.
that's the problem.
I'm agreeing with you. I know it's a horrible.
but that means having to keep the Creed Resolute up here.
Oh,
If the vampires or anyone else absconds with it,
Also, it means if Hamilton, if Ophelia die, they become Hell Knights.
Can we
And
do if we're not going to tell them the truth? And it's either they cling to an old lie or choose a new one.
I'd like to say I have faith in the human spirit, but I'm not sure anymore.
it just feel like without the Creed Resolute, all of these people will flock to Lathander. No pun intended.
If Faria starts talking about the companion and she doesn't have one of the more holy artifacts anymore, people are going to start asking questions. I mean, faith only pulls people so far.
Yeah, I mean, taking it away without saying anything is the worst case scenario for us. You can either take it and I've been thinking about how to break it to them, or we could just leave it.
Damn, why did I throw away all of my companion things? That was such a bad idea. How did you let me do that, Tannis?
What? I wasn't even there for that. I was getting drunk.
Damn it, Tannis! We also need Fairy Jinx
How
on
would
board
Tannis do
then, I
this?
guess, to maintain the illusion.
I mean, I have one thing that might inspire hope. It's small. It's certainly no Creed Resolute, and she will fish out her old Order of the Companion medal she was given. You think this would be enough to rally the troops around? At least for a 10-day or two?
I mean, if you can really convince them about an arousing speech about creating your own symbols and not clinging to the ones thrust upon you.
Ravenguard will say, I'm good, but I'm not that good.
So we leave the Creed Resolute then, for now.
Suppose if a kind of stalemate situation is what we're going for, then that
What if
seems
we
like the best move.
What if we find a means to destroy it when we're on the surface
Fuck real
and we
bad.
don't have it?
How long is it going to take us to get back here? 2, 3, 10 day?
And then if we find a means down there, we'd have to come back, get the Resolute, go back down, come back up.
We have to bring it with us.
This is kind of a Quintus V situation. Right, like if you don't bring it, you're basically damning Ophiel. Or at least risking it.
We've seen the last few ones. You are damning her to death.
I mean, what can we do? As I said, it's ultimately a choice between more lies or truth. I say if we're not going to tell them the truth, then we just have to dig the lie deeper for now. Just tell them we're trying to find the true purpose of the Creed Absolute, Resolute, and that we will return with it and know even greater secrets or some such nonsense.
But then if the vampires find out about that, they're going to start campaigning for truth.
I
We're
don't
gonna start
think
asking-
lying to them is a good idea.
Me neither.
I hate the idea of ripping away the Creed Resolute right now, just when a priestess of Lathander comes bearing the good word of the Father.
But at least
The
now we
timing is
can.
impeccable.
At least now we can control the message. If people start learning about the truth on their own, they're going to feel betrayed by High Overseer Jinx.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing we want is for them to trust the Father and his ilk more than they trust us.
I mean, they'll be crushed for sure, but if we can appear truthful, if we are truthful, they won't have a reason to follow someone else. I say we take the Creed Resolute with us.
For the greater good.
And what explanation will be given to the survivors?
Theria will just have to
Truth.
look for magic.
Truth.
All right. So the plan is
So,
we're going to accept the deal.
Yes.
And then before or after that, you're going to tell the people the truth about the Creed Resolute. and sort of bank on the fact that you guys were being honest for them not to convert.
It's going to be a rough night for them.
I mean, we might be able to spend, getting food and extra security.
Yeah, but just like, hey, all this food and extra security is also trying to kill you, so be on high guard at all
True.
times.
But-
Never relax for the next several weeks.
It does give people hope. I mean, better than starving to death. There's a plan, there's things happening. They're not just sitting on their keisters waiting to die anymore. Things are occurring. That gives people hope.
And then the third step after that plan is to jump off of Elturel into Avernus.
Yep.
Lovely.
I suppose
Nah.
Made in Sleep is going to live up to its name.
Not in the Flaming Fists recruitment brochure.
Yeah, Ravenguard's like, yeah, no shit, huh? Okay. So, how do you want to do this? Do you want to go tell Father first? Do you want to... I mean, it's still early in the day. You guys can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I think we break it to the people first.
Okay, so you
Give them
want...
overnight.
Do you want Ravenguard to be like, this is what's going to happen with the Alliance, and then you guys do about the religion thing?
Yeah, I think that works.
Okay, because Ravenguard makes it clear that, like, that's not... it doesn't matter what he says about the religion thing. That's not his purpose in here, right? And Feria Jinx requested that you guys say something to the people about it, because she can't. Okay, so... When do you want to do? You want to just exit this room and just get right to it?
There's a few things I would want to do first.
Okay. How can I help you? Yes.
Okay. Well, no one else. One, before we tell the masses, London would want to tell Hamilton
Okay.
this plan.
Okay.
Good news, we can save your souls, so if that you're slain here, you won't come back as a devil. However, eating with vampires, being in bed with the father, jumping probably to our demise. Kind of just want to like gauge, like get his input. Like as bad as this seems, like can he see the logic in this plan, and like also say
I think
goodbye?
I think he'll say, well, you can do your goodbye before you leave. But for this situation, I think he will say, that he always thought that you would get into some kind of trouble in your life. He never expected it to be like this. But maybe he'd have to go bail you out of the, in Boulder's Gate or something. But even though he knows that you can get into trouble sometimes, he knows that you are looking out for him, and he feels kind of awkward because that's been his job for so long, and now you're sort of looking out for him, and he feels kind of uncomfortable about it, but he is glad that he's got somebody, and he believes in you that you can do it. And then he punches you in the ribs, or whatever,
Yeah. Like not a lot to be said. No, I still am that little boy from Idle Glen, but we're far from those woods now.
You and me both.
Okay. Yeah, if he's not like immediately, this is a terrible idea, don't do this.
He
then-
thinks He keeps it to himself if he does.
Understood.
You can sense that he acknowledges that the apprentice has become the master in this situation. Where
Oh, sick.
he is
So much Qui-Gon Jinn energy right now.
yeah. Where he's like, you know what to do. Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to talk to him about?
Not to him, but I don't want this to be the London show here. But
it could be the London show.
I didn't want to talk to Feria Jinx to just kind of shake it in.
How about we do Feria Jinx after a break? I gotta do a little bit of prepping of some stuff so I can get. Honestly, this whole thing sort of threw me for a loop, so I gotta figure out some stuff. Okay.
I really understand.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
See ya.
And we are back. Someone give me a roll, please. Just to double check that. Yep. Talk.
Oh.
Spicy
Check,
roll.
test assess.
Yeah,
check,
we were
check,
good.
check.
Okay. So you wanted to talk to London. You approach Feria Jinx.
Yeah.
She is trying to help someone with whatever little she's rationing right now.
Yeah.
Helping organize the crumbs of food that they have left.
Take her somewhere not around like all of the people.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps could we just retire to your bedroom for a second, just for a quick chat?
Christ.
Do you actually say that in character?
No,
Okay.
but let's go somewhere we're not in front of all these people that we're about
She
to.
blushes instantly, but
Yeah.
you sequester her.
And again, before this plane gets out and she hears all this from other people, like I want her to hear it from me and us that this is what's going down. Like we gotta tell the people, vampires coming in, and then we're getting off this rock.
She's very concerned. about the religious aspect.
I know. Me too.
You all have done so much for us. I feel confident in your decisions. I just worry about the repercussions.
As are we. We've mulled this over 1,000 ways, and it's the lesser of several horrible evils. Believe me, I wouldn't ask you to do this if it wasn't literally our only option.
The truth is always the right thing.
The other ask is that once the vampires do come here for their aid, need you to be a beacon of light for these people. Try your best to ensure they don't immediately flock to Lathander in the absence of their companion religion.
I don't know if I can do that.
I know you can. You underestimate yourself, Ariel.
She blushes and twirls her hair in her finger.
Len will put his hand on her shoulder and like catch her attention and be like, "You can do this. I know you can."
Okay. I'll do the best that I can. She takes a deep breath and straightens out her robes. Okay.
That we have to leave you here with them. The second company will need to go down to Avernus to try and figure out how we can get out of this plane and back home.
Okay, well, one step at a time. Thank you for telling me.
I just wanted you to hear it from me first.
Thank you, London.
Yeah, kind of do an awkward bow, and I walk away.
Nice. Speak of the devil, I would like to give everyone inspiration. Everyone has done a lot of
Thank you.
good role play.
We're probably not going to need that. It's fine.
I'm not giving it to you because you need it. You earned it. All right, so what now?
Get off.
All right, so you want Raven Guard to today go ahead and announce to them this alliance? Okay. Raven Guard will stand up at the end of the catacombs, and he will he'll put his hands up. People of Elturel, gather around. I wish to speak to all of you. And after a moment, there's some whispers amongst everybody, and they all shuffle towards the front. We find ourselves in a moment of grim truth. Supplies dwindle, and our enemies press harder against our walls with every passing day. But we are not defeated. Not yet. Today I bring you news that offers both a challenge and hope. We are planning on securing an alliance with a faction in the city that calls themselves the Sons and Daughters. There's some whispers in the crowd. They are led by a man known only as Father. They have offered us aid, reinforcements to bolster our defenses, and supply lines to sustain us in the days ahead. But I need to be clear with you, because you all deserve the truth. These reinforcements They're vampires. There's, oh, whisper. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. What the fuck? I won't sugarcoat it. And I won't lie to you. They are creatures of the night. And they are bound to their father's will. And a strange devotion to Lathander. Though in a way that none of us would call familiar. Their methods and belief may not align with ours, but their offer stands to strengthen our position when we need it most. Whisper. I know what some of you are thinking. I can see the doubt in your hearts, because I feel it too. Trusting these people goes against every instinct we hold, but we must ask ourselves, can we afford to turn away aid, even from such a source, when the alternative is collapse? When survival hangs by a thread? Whisper. This is no act of desperation. Our strength, our hope lies with Second Company. And he motions to you guys, who are probably up there with him. These brave souls who have already bled so much for all of us. They have found what they believe to be the key to freeing Elturel from this hellish prison. And if they succeed, the city can rise again. All we need to do is endure, to hold, to survive until they return. I understand your fear or hesitation, but I also believe in the strength of the people standing here. You are the heart of Elturel, and we will endure. And if these sons and daughters can help us to do so, then I will take that chance. For all of us. That is not all. There's something else the Second Company would like to speak to you about. And know that they have my full support. Their words are my words. He will turn towards, I assume, August. August, are you prepared to say something?
These supplies will be a boon for us, but they don't come without a cost. The cost is constant vigilance and, the need to harden your hearts and your will against the sweet lies that this matron will try to get you to succumb to. They think you mindless sheep and not the cunning and strong survivors who have made it on their own unity, and not by being easy prey for these creatures. They seek to use us, so use them right back. And the song they sing with the faith might sound all the sweeter because of the truth of the Creed Resolute. It's become more of a danger than a safeguard at this point. While this book exists, any Oathbound who fall will rise again as agents of Avernus, and we can't have this happen.
Loud whispers amongst themselves.
In life, they are not dangerous, but in death, they become dangerous. And our only path forward is to undo the magic binding it by destroying the Resolute.
Destroy the Resolute.
You've been surviving down here in Avernus for over a month. And I get it. It feels like we're holding on by a thread down here. And now a bunch of outsiders show up and want to cut that thread. But that's not why we're here. We have a solid plan going forward. we are taking action against this situation. We started on the material plane and we ended the situation up there. We came down here, and within a week, we've made progress. I mean, we've taken the Reach back. We've closed the portal to the Abyss. We've seen Torm himself intercede for our plight. And I understand that I'm asking all of you to turn away from a symbol that you followed for, all your lives, for many of you, and, put that faith into a bunch of people you hardly know. But, I would ask you to, look to each other toward the unity that you believed in. That part of it wasn't toxic, just the institution.
Someone will shout from the crowd, "What are you saying? The companion is false? What does that mean for us?" Someone else will say, Are we damned?
Only if you believe you are. You're not damned until you've given up all hope. And I'm here to tell you that there is still hope to be had.
Someone will shout, "What proof do you have? Why would the High Overseer lie for so long?"
How hard of evidence do we want to give them?
Still have the paperwork from Vox Maledictus.
We got the fucking deal, man.
Yeah, got the contract.
We got
we got
Davius'
Zariel's
signature right next to Zariel's.
Right. Should we do it? I mean, that's
Rip the
no
band-aid
point
off,
in.
I say.
They want proof. We can show them the plates.
They'll keep holding on unless you tell them August.
Yes, it's true. The companion was a trap. They spent 50 years getting you to put all your faith in it, so it would have the power to do all this. Thavius Krieg lied the whole time, and we have his signature to prove it.
Whispers among the crowd. "Why are you saying this now? We're barely holding on. You think this helps us? We're in hell."
Because we need you all to know. We owe you the truth. The Resolute has to be destroyed, or your defenders will become your enemies, and it would have been cruel to take it out from under you. I am asking for this, not telling you that I'm going to do this.
There's a lot of whispers in the crowd, but it seems that you're not, like, they understand that you're not just bullshit. Just their knee-jerk reaction is to be like, "Fuck you." But there's more defeated. And you get a big sense just across the crowd of defeat. If there is a moment of silence and you don't think you have anything else to say, Ravengard can step in if you'd like. Ravengard will say, "The truth hurts, but it's a truth we all need to face. You have been betrayed. We all have been betrayed. But you are Elturians. You stand together, and you survive together. Follow me. Follow them. And he points at you guys. And we will see this through. That is all. Thank you to everyone. And he sort of bows his head as people start to shuffle off. I will say, you guys get some dirty stares. You were definitely heroes 5 minutes ago.
It'll be worth it in the end.
I hope it will be.
All right. What's next?
To Sanctuary.
Maybe deal with Father.
We're going back tonight.
What else would you want to do?
It's afternoon. You can make it there and back before night, like night, quote unquote.
Do we, with people filing out, do we get a sense like this could blow up later, or is everyone pretty?
Well, so not everyone feels the same way, right? So there is a few people who are trying to just still processing. You know, like it's a lot. You're basically telling them that everything that they believe in is a lie, a manipulative lie, not just a lie, but like one that put them in this position. And some people aren't taking it as well. You get, like I said, a lot of stares where people are like, fuck you. You know, like, you just took away my one thing that I had. Now I have nothing. Great. Then other people have the same sentiment, but aren't like, fuck you. They're like, we're doomed.
So would it be better to try and smooth things out and leave in the morning, is what I'm getting at.
That's for you guys to decide. Not everyone is the same. There's like 100 people in here. They all have their own opinions.
Of course. But...
I think maybe the best thing we can do right now is not be here.
Give them space and time to process it.
We just told them the worst thing they've ever heard in their lives. Just give them time and space.
Yeah, it's probably best if we're not seen just sitting around here, that we're actually out doing stuff.
Agree with that?
Back to the market then.
May as well. Be useful.
Right.
Right. Hide the weapons better this time if you're going to try and get any by.
All right. I think as you go to leave, you're like at that stairwell that leads up to the secret door in the high hall. And I think Feria Jinx will meet you at the stairs. And she'll say, I'm sorry.
I feel like we should be the ones apologizing. You're the one that has to stay behind and clean up after us.
No, I just... I couldn't have done it. I don't think I would have found the words.
Not easy words to find.
Might be for the best. They leave their foul memories with us. You can be there to help them heal. Untainted.
Thank you. You gave them the truth when I could only ever give them silence. That's more than I could have asked for. Truly, thank you.
More now than ever, so be prepared for that.
She nods.
It's on you to make sure they don't fall into the father's grasps now. We just made your job a whole lot harder.
I think I can do it. You've shown me bravery. You've done a lot for these people. It's my turn.
What will you tell them?
Unity. Staying together. It's no different than before. As you said, the practices of the companion weren't the problem.
I can think of one good thing, Feria. If you don't like your title, you can choose whatever you want now.
She smiles. You're right. Put some thought to it, shall I? I don't mean to keep you. Seems you have things to do. I have business of my own, I guess.
No,
We'll be back
before
by
you go,
nightfall.
The Creed Resolute.
She had been absent-mindedly clutching it this entire time. And when you mention it, she's like, oh, that's right. And she sort of looks down at it. I guess we have no use for this anymore, except to, well, free these people. She motions it towards the group of you.
We'll just hold on to it for another few hours. We're going to a vampire den.
Of course. Of course.
Thank you.
It was very much like the Bilbo saying he was going to give the ring to Frodo, and then he was like, oh, right, it's still in my pocket.
Right here in my pocket.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so you guys want to go to Shiara's Market?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys make your way through the gardens, you do find a group of bearded devils, the ones with the like the spiky tails on their chin. They appear to be raiders, but they're just like kicking it. Like maybe they had maybe a couple of them have like decapitated heads and they're going through the spoils that they've sort of garnered. But you guys are hidden away, like you've been doing your thing to think. Do you want to do anything about these devils?
They're close to the high hall. We probably should, right?
Yeah, it's up to you guys.
I have that.
Marauders, raiders, pirates. You really think they're going to do a full frontal assault on the high hall? It's up to you if you want to.
Perhaps we just sneak by and let the vampires deal with them.
This doesn't seem like a pressing threat to the High Hall. Certainly no scouts, they're just vagabonds.
All right then.
Well, just to get some, let some steam off.
I'm not gonna say no to a fight.
It's up to you guys.
Kind of feel like stabbing something after all we've been through today.
London will take one step away from Tanis.
Take a step towards London.
Oh.
All right, so do you guys want to just sneak by, or do you want to blow off some steam? It's up to you guys. They don't appear to be a threat to you right now, and honestly, they're kind of like reveling in their mischief. So they haven't taken no heed to you guys.
I'll
We
draw
have
my
things to do.
Kopesh and look to August, yeah.
Let's let the dice decide. Try and sneak past. See what the dice say.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yes, so yeah.
All right, everybody make a stealth check.
Come on, natural one.
Oh no! Oh, no.
No, stop!
You guys have spoken.
Just dragging your sword on the ground, clanking on cobblestones.
I mean, I could re-roll, but I don't think it'll change much. Let's see.
If you wanted to fight them, you should have just told me.
Okie dokie. Well, you guys did awful. So
That feels like there was an untimely crackle of the electricity, and it lands right in front of us, and the devils look around to see and just see all of us standing there.
We duck behind cover and it destroys the cover.
okay, cool. I gotta pull you guys over to that. Okay. You guys are down
That's
here.
crazy.
I mean, you were right. The dice did just decide.
Big time.
9, 9, 7, 3, 15, 6. Yeah.
Lulu's so fucking down. She's like, let's go kill some fucking devils. I hate fiends.
To be fair, I rolled a 20 on one of those die. It was-
And that 22 just
Yeah.
lost to the Neversphere.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that right there is why Will as a player never wants to wear heavy armor.
Yeah.
It's kind of rough, not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
All right. Let's pull you.
Pretty sure my horse has better stealth than I do.
Oh, you guys are actually up. So. And they're on the corner. And go ahead and roll initiative.
Is this the map from the first combat we had?
Yeah.
We're on the same street corner.
Yeah.
Couldn't be.
Well, a man can't reuse some maps.
No, I just thought it was funny. I feel like I recognize this from somewhere.
Okay, so what happens is the lightning, you guys are hiding behind cover. The lightning strikes the cover. It falls down, and the devils look over at you, and you look over at them, and you immediately start running towards them. So there is no surprise. I'm gonna put some combat music on, and let's go kick some ass.
Gotta redo the initiative order. I think August should be before me.
Oh, August.
All right, well,
You're
first,
getting a little close to the top there, August. That's kind of my thing, actually. So,
so Lulu will trumpet her horn, and it is first in the order of London. What would you like to do?
yeah, let's get right in there. But we gotta blow some steam here. Leaping to the front lines, running into combat, doing cool stuff. This guy right here.
Sure.
Sharp shots.
Mhm.
Come on, do cool stuff. Natural 20!
You definitely hit.
26 piercing.
Okay. He is bloodied.
Ah, that's it. How about another sharpshooter? 19.
That also hits.
17 damage.
All right, he's so hurt.
Oh, come on, hold on. Ah, shit. All right. That's all I can do. Django will use his turn. This is 40 feet here, and he takes the dodge action on his turn.
Okay. He climbs up on top of a old abandoned cart. August, you're next in the order.
I'll just go up here and chill touch the one that London just attacked.
Yep. That hits, and you kill it.
You're taking my initiative? Now you're taking my kills? What's going on?
You run up and a moat of blue fire surrounds him as he burns up and falls on the ground, not even getting a chance to do anything.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, next in the order, Tannis.
Let's run around this corner. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's all I got. So, still not within range, which means a good old-fashioned Eldritch Blast coming right at the guy closest to us. Eldritch Blast. Right? 25 for 10 plus 3 because I don't ever put on my G's Wrath.
And that's the one to the east?
Yeah, well...
Yeah, got
yes, it. Yep, that guy.
All right,
And
he takes it.
I don't see any reason why not to do it again. 23
Wow.
for another 10 points of damage. Damn.
Wow,
Good
two
Eldritch Blast.
10s.
Only max damage on the cantrips today.
Nice.
Wow, yeah, double 10s.
Nice.
Yeah, that feels
Very
good. That feels really good.
Very good. They have barely even gathered themselves for this combat. You guys are already alpha striking them.
Yeah, well, that will be all I got.
Okay. Vin, you're up.
She has a very similar idea. But yeah, she can just turn the corner and start blasting. All right, first lightning launch. 24 to hit.
That hits.
No bless,
Oh.
no bless, no bless.
We'll say whichever one Tannis was going for.
Yep. Okay.
They're right.
Oh yeah, is the blood
He
still
is
turned
bloodied.
on? Thank goodness.
We were just fighting angry right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the best we've ever rolled. We're just...
We're
The dice
pissed
know.
off.
The
Yeah,
dice
they know.
know.
They know.
All right, and another one.
Another one.
Another one.
Another one.
Do it to him.
Wow. All right. He is super, super, super hurt.
Oh, he's not quite dead yet.
Not yet.
All right, well that's what she's got. She'll
All
just hang around there by Ophelia.
Okay. It is their turns. Boy, oh boy. This one gets lightning strikes him from afar. He gets Eldritch Blast with his golden energy knocked backwards. He's bleeding all over. He angrily grips his glaive and turns and runs.
Oh,
No. not
They're like a bunch
that.
of rabid
Off map.
possums on your doorstep.
Off
no?
map. He is currently 60 feet. So let's just say he's another, let's see, where was he? 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Let's just say he's another 30 feet from this square. So 30 feet off map. This one, however, is like, fuck you. And runs up to there. It's gonna, actually, he'll run up to there. And he'll swing on, oh no, his beard is 5 feet. So he's gotta be close. His beard, this devilly tails on the end of his face, launch out towards London.
Bring it on.
19.
Oh shit, he brought it. Yeah, that hits.
All right, 8 piercing,
Ouch.
and you need to make a con save.
Oh, I'm good at those too. 15.
Okay, you succeed. As the piercing, like as they stab into your face or like on your neck, you feel like the poison seeping into your veins.
Ooh, okay.
But you fight back.
Gonna rage hate the poison out of his
Yes.
face.
And then the creature will strike down with his glaive. 24.
Yeah, that's
13.
Huh. Okay.
And you also need to make another con save.
Let me just rifle off all of these hit points. 16.
You succeed again. As this wound that he slashes across your chest, like, blackens and festers. It's like an infernal wound, but you're fine. That is his turn. Next in the order, Ophelia.
Right. Ophelia gives Vin a slap on the shoulder. Good job. As she runs by, getting here, she's going to Misty Step for the hell of it.
Oh, let's go.
Right behind him.
Oh,
Nice. Okay.
sweet, sweet flank.
And
baby.
gonna take some
Black
advantage
lightning
attacks.
surrounds her as she jolts across the battlefield.
Hell yeah. First one is a 19
That
to
hits.
hit. 7 bludgeoning, 2 radiant. He's gonna get a level 1 smite. So that is 3d6, 2d6 plus devil.
Aids.
D8.
D8, sorry.
Yeah.
3d8. Is it D8? Yes, 3d8.
Yeah.
13 radiant.
He's still up.
And another.
Oh, yeah, another one.
mace.
Nice.
21
That
to
hits.
hit. 7 bludgeoning, 2 radiant.
Yep, he takes it.
All right, she's going to do a level 2 divine smite, which is 4d8.
Okay.
So 48, 10.
Oh, shit. He has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
Wisdom saving throw. I guess he doesn't get advantage on this one.
Oh, fail.
Does he
Wanna
get
see
advantage
this?
on this?
No.
He has magic resistance? He doesn't say he has disadvantage. I think it would get it as stupid as it sounds. I think he does get advantage on it.
Yeah, this feels pretty magical.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah, that's
a
Lame.
you're lame. Wisdom save with advantage.
Because like tons of demons don't have.
Oh,
I
Magic
would have been
resistance.
super sick. That's what I was thinking. Not just demons, but undead. All right. So you try to smite him out of existence, but it doesn't. Anything else you'd like to do?
nope, just batter the absolute shit out of him.
You do.
That'll be my
You
turn.
completely knock teeth out of his face as you swing with this mace. The thing about Ophelia wielding a one-handed mace is that she puts way too much power behind it. You know what I mean? Like, it is an unnecessary amount of kabam. All right, it's Lulu's turn. Lulu will say, you can't hide from the darkness. She'll fly over to here and getting you guys in her little aura. And then she will close her eyes and pull in her little arms and scrunch up her nose and think really hard, and she begins to glow her whole body as she shivers in midair. And then fire of white fire emerges from her, and it shoots across the battlefield towards him as she does her new ability that she just got, that she has not used yet, called Holy Flare. She hits him!
Oh, hell yeah.
Doesn't do much damage, but she hits him. And she, like, fire bursts out of her body, and then she sort of comes to. It's like, did I hit him? And that will end Lulu's turn. Next in the order is London.
Vitanis, you take this one. I got that one. As he like narrows his eyes at the guy running 60 feet downtown. Let's just get out of this melee range.
Go.
Not for me.
Man, you probably could kill him.
Oh, can I?
Probably.
Oh,
No.
can I?
Yes.
Dirty 20.
Yes.
16 piercing.
He's totally dead.
Sick. Yeah, he'll like see him where he's running and then aim like way in the sky and
Right.
like arc it
Yes.
perfectly. Just drop a dime on
Yeah,
it.
and he just fucking drops out completely laid out
Sweet.
in the street.
And London looks back to see if Tanis was watching after he said that. Every time.
Just goes in the amulet.
I'm done with
Django will get up there, dodge action, and that's my turn.
this. All right, August.
Yeah, I'll just take a cue from Lulu and Throw fire at it.
Okay.
I think that hits.
God
Nice.
damn.
Oh,
All
Hell
right.
yeah.
Well, how do you want to do this?
August.
Yeah, the devil is engulfed in fire, and it's more confused by that prospect than it is of its own mortality.
That
Wait a
is
second.
correct. It's like, what? Fire? What? And then he burns up, falls over, and dies. We are out of initiative.
You're right. That felt good.
I do feel a little bit better.
Bardic.
I think I needed that.
All right.
Anything interesting on the bodies or
Make an investigation check.
investigation? 19.
Yes. So, amongst the group of them, they have their like fiendish glaives, but they also have a few like pieces of expensive like dishware, like what is it called, silverware, and they have about 87 gold pieces. Scrounged from ruins.
And like, is it real silver? Because shit,
No.
that's useful down here.
Yeah.
No.
Silverware or silvered
Yeah,
ware?
it's just fancy. Imagine more
No,
like I said silverware, but I imagine more like goblets and what are they called, art objects or whatever, you know, stuff like that.
Decor.
Yeah,
It's called hollowware if it's not silver.
right. It's something fancy that they assume to be worth.
I'll take, I mean, what use it'll be, but I'll take the 81 gold.
87.
87.
Yeah.
Oh, we're just not sharing gold anymore, eh? Okay.
No, sure.
Interesting.
No, hopefully I normally would have tried to ask for my cut or offer to hold it in the bag of holding, but honestly, as you said, I don't even know what goldfill would be good for.
Actually, you know what? She'll split it up 4 ways between the 4 of you.
Lulu looks dejected.
I mean, I'm not going to say no.
The aren't other I side-
entitled to Flaming Fist pay?
I suppose. I mean, you haven't.
She's
helped
just
us.
joking. She doesn't have pockets. Where's she gonna put it? Okay. So after divvying up the gold, there's nothing really else to be seen or had here.
Yep.
As the city shakes once more, you continue your trek through the gardens, approaching Shiara's market. I think that's where we'll end the session. So, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all on the next dive into the descent. Stay sharp, and farewell, adventurers.
Farewell,
Farewell,
adventurers.
adventurers.